Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lion's Den in Tallahassee, Florida, the Tallahassee Pride and the Atlanta Swarm are set to do battle in the playoffs. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Andy Hamilton. I'm joined by Shann Varner, and we have quite the battle for you tonight as the Atlanta Swarm are in town to take on Tallahassee, and these two teams have split the regular season record between them, and this game is going to be an incredible matchup.
Andy, I'm excited for this game. I can't wait for these two teams to head on the field and see what they got for tonight.
The teams are ready. The players in the chat on Discord have been trash-talking the entire day. Everything has built up to this game as every matchup is decided except for Atlanta and Tallahassee. We are looking at the coin toss now. Atlanta will be wearing white with the blue sleeves. Tallahassee, the home team, is wearing purple. The coin is flipped. The Swarm will receive, and we are just about ready to get underway. For everyone here at SFL Network, they have been doing an impeccable job. The new graphics kit is up in the left-hand corner, and up in the right-hand corner, you can use our hashtag SFL Playoffs on social media in order to get the conversation started, as well as include the link, and28 can enjoy the game. The return from Atlanta will come out across the 25 and go down at about the 28-yard line, and that is where the Swarm will see their offense come out onto the field.
This Swarm offense has done a great job, Andy, over the season, completing their passes with Woods and keeping the ball really close on the ground with Hollywood.
DeMar Woods over 2,000 yards, 14 touchdowns to 20 interceptions this season, and he will start alone in the shotgun. 10:55 on the clock, 1st and 10 in the first quarter. Woods fires, and it's caught straight down the middle of the field. A wide open man, and that's Cody Taylor for the huge first down grab.
Cody Taylor has done an exceptional job this year. Andy, catching the ball over the middle was just adding to that.
And now we will take a look at the stars on the Atlanta side of the field. DeMar Woods introduced himself to you there. BDG Hollywood has yet to touch the ball. Cody Taylor had it. Boo Chisholm and Eric Vincent are the receivers as they give to Hollywood, and he tries a spin move, but he won't get anywhere. Bones Malone with the tackle.
Yeah, Andy, that run there was just a little bit delayed. They tried to hand it off to the fullback first and thought, I'll just go ahead and give it to Hollywood, and Hollywood was unable to get positive yardage.
Bones Malone, 76 tackles, 8 of which were for a loss during the regular season, now has a playoff tackle to add to that. Woods on 2nd and 11 will drop and swing it out to Hollywood again on the left side. Hollywood, a spin move, stays in bounds and was able to pick up 6 or 7 there, and that is going to be 3rd and 3.
Yeah, Hollywood does a great job right there. That spin move was very, very elusive and was able to get positive yardage out of that play, Andy.
A nice play there by BDG Hollywood, showing a little bit of his elusiveness, just as you talked about. Tonight here in Tallahassee, it's 73 degrees and cloudy, winds 12 miles per hour, and so that may be a factor later in the game. But now on this 3rd and 3, Atlanta will do their best to pick up the first down. DeMar Woods drops to throw and will down the left side in the corner route, and it's caught. Boo Chisholm inside the 10 to the 7, and it's a first down Swarm.
Boo Chisholm doing a great job this year, Andy, with 7 receptions leading up to this game from last game.
7 receiving touchdowns as well, as 7 is kind of Boo Chisholm's number. And now Atlanta is 1st and goal against this Tallahassee defense, moving the ball very well on their opening drive. 3-3 look out of the Pride. Woods backs up, wants the corner route, got it, down the backside, and it's caught. Boo Chisholm touchdown, the Swarm strike first.
Wow. The defense from Tallahassee was just kind of playing it, kind of safe there and allowed Chisholm to get open in the end zone.
And a good job dragging the feet as well. He was working on the defense for Tallahassee, which so far this season has done a pretty solid job of keeping teams from scoring too many points, but they weren't able to keep Boo Chisholm out of the end zone there. Eric Long was the defender trying to make the play, the generic, and now Atlanta will line up for the extra point. So, Shann, the Swarm drive down on their first drive and just kind of had their way with the Tallahassee defense. Wasn't even really, one bad play. The drop on one for Hollywood, who was unable to pick up any yards on that one carry, was kind of a stumbling block, but they overcame that right away.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure if Tallahassee's trying to play a little bit of conservative here, but they need to watch Boo Chisholm on the outside. This Atlanta team's really known for their big plays down the field.
Atlanta strikes first, and now they will have to kick it to the high-powered Tallahassee offense with the league's leading rusher, J. Calvin Kim. The kick is away. The Pride will return from their own 10, bringing it out across the 20, angles left, redirects right, and he'll go down at about the 28-29-yard line, and that is where the Tallahassee Pride offense will end the field. Let's take a look at the stars for Tallahassee as that comes up on the top left-hand side of the screen there. Christian Christensen will lead the team out onto the field. Like we talked about, J. Calvin Kim, the best running back in the SFL to this point.
Yeah, and Kim, to his known rushing yards this season, is 1,900 yards and some change with 282 carries.
He will start as the lone back. Hand off to Kim up the middle. Kim will pick up 5 yards, and that is a good first carry for J. Calvin Kim, who Tallahassee will look to get involved early.
Yeah, that secondary for Atlanta is going to have to get into this game. They're going to allow Kim to run up the middle like this all night long.
So it will set up for 2nd and 5. Christensen will line up with 4 receivers, a 3-2 look out of Atlanta. The handoff from Christensen off the left side, a spin move. J. Calvin Kim's into the open field, but he will get drugged down. A nice open field tackle because J. Calvin Kim looked dangerous on that carry.
Yeah, J. Calvin Kim does a great job on this replay here. We'll see he has some great blockers up the field here to help him get through this hole right here. And just to create a couple of great spin moves right there, and was able to get positive yards.
I talked to Frank Gooden before the game earlier today, and he said that he expects it to be a close game where the ability to run the ball consistently may contribute to the outcome. And they're looking to limit turnovers, and handing the ball off to Kim is a great way to do that. Christensen here avoids a sack and dumps it off across the middle. What a nice move by Christensen to avoid the man coming across the middle, and that's Ken Gossett with the reception.
Yeah, Ken Gossett does a great job just, going behind the linebacker there, and knew that his quarterback was in trouble and was able to get open for that nice play.
Gossett got over 1,000 yards in the regular season, 4 touchdowns to boot, and they will try and keep that going here on 2nd and 3. A nickel 3-3 look out of Atlanta, who has the corners backed off the line of scrimmage. Christensen will change the play at the line, drop to throw under a little bit of pressure from Ludacris, dumps it off to the left side, and that is caught for the first down yardage by Gossett again.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Tallahassee's doing right here, just kind of throwing it short and hoping for the best, but I'd like to see a little bit more run formations from Tallahassee here.
Yeah, they definitely need to run the ball, but I like what they're doing here, kind of keeping consistent short field throws, high percentage throws from Christensen, try and protect the ball. So here on 1st and 10 with 7:18 ticking left in the first quarter, Christensen fires down the seam, and that's caught for a first down. What a snag there. That's Wesley Weeks, the Bronze tight end.
Yeah, tight end. The tight end Wesley Weeks, he's getting involved in a lot of these games. It's become a really high commodity for Tallahassee to throw the ball to.
He's got 44 receptions, makes that 45 on the season, 473 yards, and 2 touchdowns from the tight end position. Also a big factor in the blocking game for J. Calvin Kim. On 1st and 10, 6:45 left to play. Christensen wants to throw again, avoids the pressure, throws on the run, and that one's batted away. That was a dangerous throw, and it was Colin LaMarche who got his hands on it.
Yeah, Atlanta's defense just kind of backed up. Those linebackers backed up here, as you'll see on the replay, and didn't give Christensen a lot of room to throw the ball in. And then Atlanta's defense does a great job by knocking this ball down.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. They were looking to throw to the outside there, or to the middle, and could not get the job done. And so now they will have to do 2nd and 10. And on 2nd and 10, Shann, I always enjoy getting, 5-6 yards. That way you can make your 3rd down more manageable. Tallahassee, however, is going to throw 4 receivers on the field here and put Christensen alone in the gun. He will throw. 5 men going out. Late blitz coming. Christensen throws as he's hit, and that one's batted away. That one was another dangerous ball. 2 in a row for Christensen. Delta Coakley gets his hands on that one.
Yeah, his receivers have got to get open down the field. I know this defense is doing a great job, going back with their corners here, but, at the same time, you're causing your quarterback to have stress on him, and you've got to get the ball out, and you've got to make those plays if you're the wide receivers.
Atlanta is bringing a lot of pressure in this game early here, whether it be from the defensive line or a late rushing secondary member like Wang Chi there on second down. Now 3rd and 10, same formation. Christensen under pressure, moves, and now he goes down. A sack from Atlanta. The pressure was building, and Ludacris caps it off with a sack all the way back to the 48, putting Tallahassee out of field goal range.
Yeah, great job by Luda right there to stay with the target there with the quarterback.
Ludacris has 25 tackles for loss on the season, 14.5 sacks, and he adds to that here in the postseason and forces Tallahassee into a punt. The kick is angled at the right sideline. It'll bounce at the 9-yard line, and it'll be brought down but walked into the end zone. Tallahassee special teams couldn't corral the kick, and Atlanta is going to start at their own 20. Let's take a look at what the Pride have done this season so far. Tallahassee is the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference for the 2nd year in a row, has won 4 straight since losing to the Corsairs, and scored 40.6 times this season. They are a great team, but struggled on that opening drive. 5:53 to go in the first. 1st and 10 for Atlanta. BDG Hollywood in the backfield. They will give it to him on a delayed handoff up the gut. He'll pick up 2 before going down.
And Andy, he had some great blockers going down the field. I think if he would have stayed, to the outside here, he would have gotten, a little bit more yards there.
Jake Berry, the bronze defensive end, was able to make that tackle. So Tallahassee coming up big will force 2nd and 9 as they're trying to limit BDG Hollywood. DeMar Woods backs up, throw, and will caught by Boo Chisholm as he jumps right in front of the defender, takes a little bit of a hit for it, but it's worth it when you can hold on to that ball.
I believe that was Cody Taylor.
Yeah, he was spread out in the receiver. I thought possibly it might have been number 80. I read the number wrong. It was 89. Either way, it was, Bernard Gooden who made the hit on Cody Taylor, and that's a big boy you got to lay that hit on.
Yeah, and look at these numbers from Woods right now. Perfect quarterback rating. He's just getting the job done, spreading the love for all of his receivers.
Woods is under center. 4 receivers split out. Hollywood, the ever-dangerous, back in the backfield, and down he's going to go. Good pressure by Tallahassee. The offensive line for Atlanta looked a little bit confused there, and Tallahassee ends up with the sack.
Yeah, number 73, Russell here, does a great job by getting through the offensive line and making this tackle.
Jason Moffitt in on the sack as well. We'll make it 2nd and 15. With 4:52 left to play here in the first quarter. The second drive for Atlanta not nearly going as well as the first one. DeMar Woods lined up under center. 3 receivers split out. They'll give it to Hollywood on the left side. Hollywood dancing forward, has plenty of green grass in front of him and fights forward. That is a 13-yard pickup on 2nd down.
Yeah, and that is exactly what we were looking at earlier. If he would have just went to the outside, he would have got even more yards than that. Let's watch the replay here. You have 1, 2, 3 good blocks going down the field here. Great play, great run by Hollywood, excuse me.
Defensively, Frank Gooden said earlier today that he wanted to limit the rushing attack of Atlanta and keep their big plays in the passing game from turning into touchdowns. So far, the rushing game for Atlanta working, and that is kind of the difference in this contest. Woods will drop on 3rd down, wants it all, going long, and that one's nearly taken away. Instead, it'll fall incomplete. A nice defensive play by Alex Bond, and Tallahassee forces a punt.
Woods has got to be careful throwing the ball over that side. Bonds has been a really, really good key to this defense.
So now Atlanta will have to punt it away on 4th and 2, unable to convert on a 3rd down. And that's just kind of the read sometimes. It'll depend. You can send everyone but one person short, but if the guy going deep is open, you got to at least give him the throw. And that is exactly why Atlanta couldn't pick up the 1st down and why Tallahassee will be taking over at their own 20. Let's take a look at the championship game promotion. Football on the biggest stage will be coming to you Wednesday, October 25th, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. The game is going to be featured on the front page of Twitch. Cameron Irvine, along with Ryan Motes in the front office of the SFL, will have a championship game where we will crown a new champion, as Queen City was forced out of the playoffs earlier today. Spoiler alert if you weren't watching. Apologies, because that was a little bit late. Christensen will throw on first down, and that one is caught to the outside. A nice grab there by Jared Cochran, the silver receiver.
Andy, I do have to agree with you that Christensen is doing a great job by getting these short routes, keeping his guy clean and having positive yards with his running back. I think he's got a great game plan going.
Jared Cochran, the far and away leading receiver for the Tallahassee Pride, 14 touchdowns, over 1,300 yards. The next biggest touchdown total through the air is 4 from Ken Gossett. Christensen to throw on second down, swings it out to Calvin Kim. Kim, a spin move, 2 spin moves, and he fights forward for the first down. What a carry by J. Calvin Kim after he made the catch on the outside.
Wow, great play by Kim here. Just fighting for those extra yards and showing his team that he's willing to do anything to get his team ahead.
J. Calvin Kim is actually the 4th best receiver on this team. 61 receptions, 305 yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns in the regular season. Might look to be a factor in the passing game too here as well, especially if Atlanta takes away those deep threats. Christensen on a new set of downs will give it to Kim up the gut. Calvin Kim is hit back and forced onto his own back. A nice hit there by Mahmoud Ajalani, the gold-free safety.
He was a little slow to get up there, Andy.
Let's take a look at Mahmoud Ajalani in his rookie season, 98 total tackles, which leads the team and is tied for 17th in the SFL. He's had a great year on and off the field, joining the podcast quite a few times. Very nice guy. Christensen here will throw on 2nd and 5, wants it all, and he's got it. Ken Gossett down the field all the way to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, Andy, this was just a great route here by Ken Gossett. If you watch the replay here, he takes his stride right over the middle, and he was open the whole time. Just a great job by that guy.
When I was talking to Mark Chisholm earlier today, he said they plan to contain Calvin Kim and force Christensen to throw by scoring early. They've done the scoring early. Now Christensen is throwing. The problem is the secondary is not playing nearly as well as Mark Chisholm expected this early in the game. 2:14 to go and ticking here in the first quarter. Christensen hands it to J. Calvin Kim, who stood up and forced back. A nice play by the Atlanta Swarm front to force them into 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Queen City Corsairs just comes right up the middle, kind of like he just, he read the play, he knew what was coming, and got in the backfield and stopped Kim.
A nice play by Queen City Corsairs will force it 2nd and 9 with 1:50 as time ticks down here in a quick first quarter. Atlanta leads 7-0. The Pride, however, are on the Swarm side of the field. Here is another handoff to Kim, and he is shut down again. Nothing doing. The Atlanta Swarm defense is prepared for J. Calvin Kim so far.
And that was a Queen City Corsairs again coming in and reading that play and getting Kim in the backfield.
So it'll be 3rd and a pivotal 3rd down here, because if Tallahassee can't continue this drive and put some type of points on the board, Atlanta will have a chance to start running away with this one. In the shotgun, 4 receivers, 3 to the top of your screen, 1 to the bottom. A 3-2 look out of the Atlanta Swarm defense. Christensen drops the throw, late blitz, and Atlanta got him! He avoided it for a second, but was not able to get out of the grasp, and the Atlanta Swarm make the big play. It's Will Parker coming late, Egg Chen coming late, and he is able to make the tackle, and now Tallahassee is going to have to punt on their second drive. 4th and 16. Time continues to roll. 45 seconds and ticking left. Here is the snap. Atlanta will not come after it. The kick is angled again at the right side of the field. It'll bounce again at the 8, at the 2, at the 1, and it'll bounce back in. Oh, but they're going to say it was over the line. A bad break for Tallahassee, and that might be worth a challenge.
Yeah, I would totally challenge that. It looked like it bounced at the 1, and they were able to secure it at the goal line. I don't think it passed the goal line there.
I mean, you're talking about a difference of about 19 yards here, so I figure that would be worth a challenge, especially in the first half when you kind of have some timeouts to burn. You know, you can't really lose the game in the first half via timeouts. Either way, Woods will take the snap in the shotgun, move in the pocket, throw, intercepted, going back the other way. What an interception for the Tallahassee Pride as that turns everything around. It's Ryan Nadenson, the bronze linebacker. An incredible play by him. Nadenson has 4 interceptions, and that is trouble for DeMar Woods as he's thrown his 21st interception of the season. He replaced Malcolm Mandel just before the signing deadline, and with that comes a little bit of a lack of experience, and in the playoffs that continues to show here as Nadenson takes away the 4th interception of the season for him. Calvin Kim up the middle will pick up 2 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 8 with about 18 seconds left to play in the first quarter. So it's 7-0 Atlanta, but Tallahassee is right on the doorstep as time will continue to tick down, and that will probably take us to the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, Kim's not doing too much in the running game. He's nickel and dominant, but he's doing enough just to keep that defense honest and having them come down and have some big plays over the middle.
So at the end of 1, Atlanta 7, Tallahassee 0, but the Pride are knocking on the door and are looking to get some points back in this pivotal playoff game. So 11 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 2nd and 8. Christensen will line up under center. 4 receivers split out, and they'll give it to Kim, who's pushed back. No gain for the Pride.
Great job by that Atlanta defense. There he is again, Quanta Shine coming up the middle and putting this team on his back and saying, hey, you got to get through me first.
They will give him forward progression, so it'll be 3rd and 8 with 10:40 left to play in the half. Christensen will line up in the shotgun. They are well within field goal range as long as he doesn't take a sack. Christensen fires near side. It's picked off. Atlanta will take it back and will go the other way with it. And interceptions are traded, and it's Deltha Coakley, the veteran, taking that one away from Christian Christensen.
That was a devastating throw right there. Look how he got right there in the front. I mean, it wasn't even a big play necessarily, but he got in between the receiver.
Deltha Coakley did a great job of adjusting to that ball midair and was able to take it away. So Atlanta has the ball. No points shed from the Atlanta defense. A great job so far despite bad field position opening that drive. Hollywood off the right side hurdles a man and will go down after a pickup of 3. That'll be 2nd and 7 for the Atlanta Swarm. So, as everyone knows, I'm Andy Hamilton. I'm along with Shann Varner tonight in Tallahassee. We are really excited to be here. Tallahassee and Atlanta promise a good game, and so far it has been just that as Hollywood takes that carry for another 3 yards off the left side to make it 3rd and 4.
I'm absolutely happy to be here too, Andy. That was a great run by Hollywood, just getting to the outside.
BDG Hollywood has done quite the number on defenses this season. 1,415 yards on the season, 12 rushing touchdowns, along with 1 through the air. So he's really kind of done his part for this Atlanta squad and pushed them into this 4th seed. Now on 3rd and 4, they have to convert. Handoff Hollywood, left side. He'll try a spin move, and it's good for the first down. Fighting off tacklers, and he's all the way past the 30 to the 31.
Wow, Andy, he was just dragging defenders there. Great run by Hollywood. I mean, it was just a masterful play, as we'll see the replay here.
Big time play. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying he runs and does that spin move, and then it was, can you tackle me or can you not? And they do a good job of containing him and not letting him get further down the field.
Big time players make big time plays in big time games, and BDG Hollywood did that there on 3rd down. Over 2,000 rushing yards in his career as he will go forward for another 8 yards on that play. It'll be 2nd and 2. Another huge carry from BDG Hollywood, who continues to show why he's a premier player in the SFL.
I mean, when you're talking about running backs, you're talking about Ash Odom. You're talking about Deion Hawkins. You're talking about these great running backs, and you've got to throw BDG Hollywood into this mix.
So a 2nd and 3 for Atlanta. 3-3 look out of Tallahassee. Woods will throw under a little bit of pressure, delivers. That was a contested throw, and it'll be incomplete.
For a second there, it looked like he caught that ball.
Yeah, it was close, but he was throwing into triple coverage, and the ball did squirt out there at the end, so it'll be 3rd and 3, another 3rd down facing this Atlanta Swarm squad. So far, they've done well.
Let's see if they can get this 3rd down conversion.
One man in the backfield, that is Hollywood. 3 receivers split up. Boo Chisholm on the far outside. They will run a stretch play to the right. Hollywood easily has the 1st down, and he's going to cut through the Pride defense across the 30 and down to the 25. Excuse me. A nice run by BDG Hollywood, and that'll help the average.
Oh, most definitely. Hollywood does a great job. Watch this replay. It's a stretch play, but all of his blockers downfield do their job, and that's what makes this play a tremendous play.
Eric Vinson, the receiver, did not block anyone until he was at least 10 yards downfield, and that was what helped seal the deal for Hollywood for that carry. And that will set them up 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. A huge run from BDG Hollywood. And now, DeMar Woods will change the play at the line. 3 down linemen for the Pride. They will give it to Hollywood off the left side, and he will be shut down and pushed backwards. A tackle for loss, and a nice one there by the Tallahassee defense on a late blitz that we've seen from Parker at least twice tonight.
Yeah, the defense was coming for him.
Will Parker able to ride him down in the backfield. 7:25 left in the 2nd quarter. Atlanta is now knocking on the door. They were able to take the ball away from Tallahassee in their red zone, and that is how we've got here. Hollywood up the gut will be put down after a pickup of 3. That'll make it 3rd and 9 with 7:10 left to play here in the 1st half.
Atlanta's offense doing a great job by reading the 3-3 defense there of Tallahassee and able to get up through the middle here and get some great yardage.
Now on 3rd and 9, this will be the difference between 3 and possibly 7 points. Woods drops to throw under a little bit of pressure, delivers on the check down, and it is caught, but they will be short of the 1st down yardage, and they will have to make a decision here. You either go for it or kick the field goal, and the field goal is definitely the safe bet.
Yeah, looking at that right there, it was obviously you could tell that Woods has been making some big plays down the field and getting his team in position.
That time it was Leroy Green who made the snag. On 4th and 3, they will bring out the kicking unit. Arena lines it up, delivers it, and it is through the uprights from 33. A field goal for Atlanta puts them on top by 10. Jason Arena lines it up, puts it through, a nice kick, and now Atlanta leads 10-0 here in Tallahassee on a day where we've already seen quite a few upsets, Shan. The winner of this game will go on to face Chicago. The location, though, is still to be determined. If the score were to end now and the game ended, Atlanta would head to Chicago and the Wildcats would get another home game. However, if Tallahassee were to come back in this game, they would host Chicago here next week at the Lions Den. So still a lot to be decided as Chicago took down the Queen City Corsairs earlier today on the eastern side of the bracket. 1st and 10 for the Tallahassee offense, which has struggled. Their best field position was given to them on a Ryan Nansen interception, which they quickly gave right back to Atlanta. 1st and 10.
Yeah, let's see if Christensen and the rest of this offense can get this ball down the field.
The throw to the right side here is caught. And it is going to be inbounds, so they are going to go hurry up. Snap back, Christensen to throw, checks down, caught. That is a 1st down play there. So now Tallahassee will continue to go hurry up. 5 receivers out, including the tight end, Christensen, to throw again. This is the time for the Atlanta front to get to him. They don't. He throws down the field to a wide-open man. Ken Gossett, 10, 5, brought down at the 3-yard line, and now Tallahassee has to go hurry up. Excuse me, that was Weeks on the grab, the tight end who was able to make it happen. Gossett was on the right-hand side, and now everyone's going to run forward, and Atlanta has to line up for a goal line, and where is Christensen? Slow man on the field is walking now. He made everyone get to the line, but was the slowest man up, and now he will line up. He'll take the snap here, looking to throw under pressure, and gets rid of it as he's tackled. That will stop the clock, but Tallahassee still wants to go hurry up. Christensen to throw. Under pressure, he's whacked. Ludacris gets a huge sack in there, and that was a giant hit reminiscent of Rick O'Reilly.
Wow. That was a great shot by Luda right here. Just, oh my gosh. I'm not sure Christensen wants to get up after that.
Yeah, you talked about we don't have targeting in the SFL, but that might have been a play to consider it. What a hit, and it looked like he led with his arm, but still vicious. And you got to think Christensen's got to be seeing little Tweety birds on the side of his head on this play.
Absolutely.
3rd and goal, but they're going to do it from the 10. Let's see what they'll do. Kim is back in the game. They'll deliver on a slant route. It's nearly picked off. Colin LaMarche jumped right in front of it and would have had nothing but end zone in front of him.
No doubt. That was a great play by the defense to keep them, instead of having 7 points, now they're...
Yeah, the defense was able to prevent Tallahassee from finding their way into the end zone. Now it's going to be 4th and goal, 4:43 to play, and Tallahassee will send out the field goal unit. They are lined up. Atlanta will come after it. The kick is away, and it is right through the uprights from 27. So it'll be 10-3. Tallahassee strikes back after the Atlanta offense has kind of been blowing them out of the water to this point. Second quarter action, 4:43 to play, with a chance to play Chicago in the next game of the Eastern Conference on the line. The kick is away. Atlanta will take it back as they got the opening kickoff as well, so Tallahassee will look to get a stop in here. The return will come out past the 25 to the 26, and that is where DeMar Woods will lead the Atlanta Swarm back onto the field after struggling on the last drive.
And Andy, I just think you play it safe here. I think you give it to Hollywood. He's been getting positive yards. I just leave it in the hands of him and take this to the half.
4:39 left to play in the second quarter. 1st and 10, 10-3. Atlanta on top and with the ball. They are in control. They'll give it to Hollywood. Hollywood will push one man off and make it to the 30. That is a 4-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Atlanta Swarm. We are going to plug our website now, the simulationfl.net. Join our Discard community. See the player, season, and career stats. We are compiling the history of the league news, standings, and schedules are all on there. It's actually incredible. We just revamped it for our new colors, and it looks impeccable. Hollywood off the left side is able to gain the 45. What a carry. And Shann, they're doing just what you said.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a great job. They're keeping it with Hollywood. As you'll see on the replay here, he has a big old hole right here on the side.
A nice spin move there, and he'll be taken down. That was a great carry by BDG off the left side. And that's going to set up a new set of downs here for DeMar Woods. 3:40 left in the first half of play, and you'd like to think that the Swarm would like to get another, some more points on the board after they let Tallahassee drive down on them. Woods is going long, and it's picked off. The Pride secondary come up with another interception. It's Bernard Gooden.
I don't know why these guys are not listening to us up here in the booth, Andy. All they needed to do was keep this ball on the ground, and you see what happens when they put it in the air. Turnovers, those kind of things happen. And you give in Tallahassee here, who is a very dangerous team, the opportunity to drive it back down the field and put some more points on the board before the half.
It was a slant from Cody Taylor. Gooden read it the entire way and had to adjust and move up the field to make it, and he made the play. And now Tallahassee, with 3:34, flips the field and has a chance to put more points on the board. Christensen throws a bobbler, and it's incomplete. Wasn't necessarily a bad throw. The receiver just couldn't get his hands on it.
Yeah, and I do like this hurry-up offense that Tallahassee is doing. They're making the defense, just kind of putting them out of place, so to speak.
That receiver gets laid out, unable to make the grab, and they're going to go hurry up again. 3rd and 10. The one thing this does do for Tallahassee is keeps time on the clock for them, but it's a little bit of a pressure as Christensen fires that one down the right side, and it's caught. There's Ken Gossett on a corner route, and I thought he was throwing it away.
Great play by Gossett, just a reach up and grab, and again, they're still in this hurry up, and I'm not sure what's taking Christensen so long to get to this line.
Yeah, Christensen meandering up, taking his time, and now he'll take the snap here. Stands at the 40, delivers across the 30-yard line. That's caught for 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 from what would appear to be the 26-yard line. Christensen in the shotgun again, 5 receivers. Calvin Kim not on the field. They'll deliver short. That one is nearly picked off. Aquantis Shine almost got his hands on it.
And this defense needs to come up with these gifts that Christensen's given them.
Now Christensen to throw on 3rd down. Delivers right side, batted incomplete. He was looking for Gossett again.
And Atlanta's defense is doing a great job by staying man-to-man with that guy. Gossett, he's a very dangerous receiver, and these cornerbacks have to be on their A game.
4th and 4. That was Jerry Forth who was in coverage. There's a look at his rookie season. 70 tackles, 4 interceptions on the season so far, and that forces Tallahassee to try and add just a field goal to make it 6-10. Shan, this one will be about 26 and 16 off the top of my head would be 42. The kick is up and away, and that one is good from 42 yards. 10-6, Atlanta still leads by 4.
Yeah, I think it was a great job by Atlanta, too, to keep them to only 3. And not have any more big plays happen in this series.
Yeah, the thing that worries me with this play, though, here, Shan, is that Tallahassee, when they were running the hurry-up, has left a lot of time on this clock for Atlanta.
Yeah, but, I think they trust in their defense, and they don't mind giving it back to Atlanta and, and installing them out.
Kick is away. Atlanta will get the ball back here with 2:37 left to play in the second. The return will be brought out to the 28-yard line, and that is where it will be 1st down. Atlanta Swarm, and they will start their next drive.
And I know, Andy, I've already said it before, but I think you keep it on the ground with Hollywood and not try any big plays right now. You are controlling the clock. You have the lead. I would just go into the locker room with what you have.
The issue there, though, the only issue I would see with that plan is that Tallahassee gets the ball coming out of the half. When I spoke to Mark Chisholm, he said that whoever gets the ball out of the half would be key, and here goes Hollywood up the right side, 50, down to the 40, down to the 30-yard line, and that is where he's finally caught from behind. What a carry. Bones Malone had to chase him down along with Dylan Rowland.
And I've never seen a big guy run that fast before. Have you, Andy?
Well, we've had a couple plays where, Ludacris was down the field trying to make a play on J. Calvin Kim. So I have, but not nearly with the speed that BDG Hollywood possesses. Huge carry now. That switches the field. So with 2:16, your whole playbook's kind of open here, Shan, because you got plenty of time to run the ball. And Tallahassee, even if they stop you, are going to let up 3 points for the most part, barring a turnover.
Yeah, I will 100% agree with you, Andy.
We'll hit the 2-minute warning. There's a look at Mark Chisholm, his second year as the owner of the Atlanta Swarm. It would mean a lot to him here in his first playoff berth if he could get the win over the Tallahassee Pride. Tallahassee, though, and Frank Gooden are used to being in the playoffs, and they're used to doing their thing. They said defensively they want to limit the rush attack and keep the big plays in the passing game. That way they could have their secondary make plays on it. So far, though, Hollywood has been kind of doing what he wants. They'll give it to him again here on 1st down, and he'll pick up 6 yards. That'll be 2nd and 4.
I would have to give credit to Damon Simeon. He mentioned about the the 3-3 and having to run off of that. I think that was a very smart job at looking at that and what you could do with the 3-3, and I think Atlanta's doing just that.
Mark Chisholm in the chats wants to feed BDG Hollywood. We'll see if they do that here on 2nd and 4, and they will. Right up the gut, BDG Hollywood, very patient, able to pick up the first down. A great carry as he waited on the blocks to kind of move where they needed to be. So that'll set up a new set of downs. 1st and 10, 1:12 and ticking on the clock. Plenty of time for Atlanta as they have a first down here, and the secondary's backed way off for Tallahassee. Woods tries and takes advantage, dumps to Boo Chisholm across the middle, and that's kind of the first time we've talked about Boo Chisholm all night.
Yeah, it is, and and Ryan Naddison, did a great job by bringing him down very quickly after he received the ball.
So now it'll be 2nd and 5, second quarter, 45 seconds left. They'll give it to Hollywood left side. Hollywood bounces off a block, unable to pick up the first down, and Atlanta will burn a timeout.
Yeah, but Andy, I think you're still in a comfortable spot here if you're Atlanta. You're running the ball really well. It's 3rd down and 1, but you have the ability to get this first down here and eat more clock away.
So it will be 3rd and 1, 39 seconds. Clock is frozen. DeMar Woods will direct the team at the line. Hollywood in the backfield. They got 3 receivers split out. Eric Vincent on the top of the formation has been quiet. Woods will throw, middle of the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown, Atlanta Swarm. That is Cody Taylor who hauls that one in, and Atlanta puts more points on the board right before the half.
Wow, Cody Taylor does an exceptional job right here by getting open. All these DBs back there, and he's still able to bring it down. Great job, young man.
Yeah, he was going one-on-one with the silver strong safety Alex Bond in the back of the end zone, and he's able to win that one out. A great play by the tight end to make the snag. So now Arena will line up the extra point, and he will try and push the deficit to 11. They are lined up, 36 seconds left. Tallahassee will get the ball, and we've seen Christensen make a lot of plays late here in the game, and big plays, down the field. Already 2 big throws I can remember. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to think Tallahassee could put some points on the board here with all their timeouts left.
I don't either, and when they get in that hurry-up offense, you never know what could happen.
There are 30 people watching now, 20 thumbs up. Make sure if you haven't, you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the SFL on YouTube. Kick is away, and now Tallahassee will return. They will bring it out across the 25. A shifty move to the left will bring it out to the 28, and that is where the Pride will start with the ball with 30 seconds left and all 3 timeouts.
2 big plays, Andy, and Tallahassee's right back into this game.
No doubt at all. Christensen over 3,422 yards this season, 23 touchdowns to 20 interceptions. So he has all of the weapons, as he's the 2nd highest quarterback rated this season. He has all the weapons here to go deep. Instead, he'll check it down to Kim on the left side, and that will pick up 4. So it'll be 2nd, and 6. And now Christensen will dictate plays at the line. Now they have to use the hurry up as time is continuing to roll. They'll hand it to Calvin Kim. He will pick up another 5. And so that'll be 3rd and 3 now, as my math was incredibly off. It'll be 3rd and 2. Handoff Kim, right side. Kim bounces forward for a first down, and Tallahassee will take their first timeout with 6 seconds left to play.
Yeah, Frank is doing, I guess, a good job here. He wants to conserve what he has and just take this into halftime.
These 2 teams have met twice this season, most recently in Week 9. In that game here at the Lions Den, Tallahassee won 35-23. The first time the 2 teams met at the Hive in Atlanta, Tallahassee was on the losing end, 20-24. So now with 5 seconds left before the half. I don't think it's Hail Mary time yet. You could probably complete 1 pass anywhere on the field here as long as you get that timeout in quickly. Instead, they'll hand it to Kim. Kim will bounce around and get shut down. Tallahassee will elect not to use their timeout, and we will head to the half. 17-6, Atlanta on top. We'll see you after the break. in Tallahassee. And Shann, I don't think you or I, in any of the discussions that we had prior to this game, expected Atlanta to come out with such a force in the first half. I mean, when we talked about when these two teams met during the regular season, Tallahassee never was down at the half.
And they wasn't. And I think that's what's surprising Tallahassee in this first half. And now they're getting the ball back. Let's see what they can do.
So the kick is away. Tallahassee down by 11. Will have to put points on the board quickly if they want to stay in this contest. And they will return and start at the 26-yard line. And Christensen will re-enter the field of play despite having, a up and down first half.
Yeah, it's kind of been like maybe a running game here. Kim is trying to move the ball. Hollywood's trying to move the ball, and it's kind of a combative form of these two offenses trying to battle one another to see who's the best.
3 down linemen for Atlanta. Tallahassee will start with 4 receivers, and now the handoff will go to Calvin Kim off the left side, who will be sturdy and fight forward and pick up 9 yards on first down. So the battle of the 2 gold quarterbacks continues along with the 2 gold running backs. These teams built very similarly at the beginning of the season, obviously with very different results. Tallahassee earning the top seed, Atlanta earning the 4th seed. Both teams making the playoffs here with the chance to go on to play Chicago next week if they were to win this game here tonight. 4 receivers, bottom of the screen. They'll give it to Kim, and he's shut down, smacked by a Quantus Shine all the way back, a loss of 4.
Yeah, Quantus Shine said, "I don't think so, son. Sit down."
And now it'll be 3rd and 1, third quarter, 10 minutes to play left in the third quarter as time has rolled off this clock with 2 handoffs to J. Calvin Kim. Christensen under center, 2 receivers, 2 tight ends. Christensen to throw, swings it out to Kim on the right side. Kim will pick up the first down, does a good job, and it'll be wrestled down right at the first down marker, but a first down for Tallahassee nonetheless.
Yeah, number 55 here. Brown, he totally missed his block there. If he would have made that block, that tackle, then Kim would have probably been wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage.
It would be a huge confidence boost if the Atlanta defense could get a win and get off the field, except Tallahassee picks up the first down. On first down, they'll give it to Kim, who's able to get back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more. A nice defensive stand there by Ludacris up the middle, who's getting involved in the run game.
And Atlanta's doing a great job defensively, keeping Kim, to have not so much of the yardage gain that he's normally used to getting, Andy.
So now it will be a 2nd and 10. The handoff to Kim off the left side is shut down. That's a loss of 2.
Yeah, it looks like Ludacris and Quantus Shine come in there and make that tackle. And like I said previously, I think Atlanta's defense is doing a great job by stopping Kim and keeping him from having those big gains down the field.
So now it'll be 3rd and 12, a pivotal 3rd down, as Atlanta will look to try and stop the Tallahassee offense here from trying to get back into this one. Here is the snap. Christensen under pressure, and down he goes. The Atlanta defensive front gets to him, and another sack for the Swarm will force Tallahassee to punt.
Yeah, this defense just won this series for Atlanta. I mean, this is going to give Atlanta great field position, and put their offense in a great in a great momentum turn.
Ed clear with the sack, and now Tallahassee will kick. Atlanta on the return, and they'll get nothing on that return. They'll start at their own 32. So now it'll be 1st and 10, third quarter, 7:41 to play. DeMar Woods is in the shotgun. Hollywood off to his left side. 3 receivers split out. Woods wants to throw. Moves in the pocket, but down he'll go. I believe that's Jason Moffitt who doesn't let him throw. Instead, it'll be a sack for Tallahassee as they counter the Atlanta defensive front with a good attack on their own front.
Yeah, absolutely, Andy. Both of these defenses are stepping up in the second half and not letting any team get ahead.
DeMar Woods under center again, will drop to throw one more time. Looking left side down the field, taken away. The Tallahassee Pride put their hands on it, and that was a great interception by Long.
Yeah, absolutely. He gets right here in front of the receiver and just plays this zone perfectly and not letting Chisholm get the ball.
Woods was trying to force it there to Boo Chisholm, and it was unable to happen. These teams, again, trying to compete to get to the SFL Championship, which will take place on Wednesday, October 25th at 8 Eastern, with Cameron Irvine along with former NFL player Ryan Moats on the call live on the front page of Twitch. It's going to be exciting, just as exciting as that interception. And now Christensen will give it to the more exciting man, J. Calvin Kim, who's kind of been bottled up tonight.
Yeah, and Andy also, you know, both of these defenses are playing great, like I've said before, but at some point, they're going to tire out, and we're going to have to see which one's going to be able to hold up in this game.
2nd and 8, 6:55 and ticking in a third quarter that has moved quickly. Christensen will go under center. 3 receivers to the top of the formation, but they'll give it to Kim off the right side. Kim has a little bit of room, is able to pick up 5, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Yeah, Kim does a great job getting up between these two tackles right here, and you know, kind of not really following his blocks too much, but you know, just kind of getting skinny right there through that little pocket and doing a great job getting those extra yards.
Excuse me, it's 3rd and 4 and a big third down for Tallahassee outside of field goal range. They're going to want to pick up this first down in order to keep the drive moving. Christensen under center will drop to throw. Good protection, delivers left side, nearly intercepted, then nearly caught. Jared Cochran almost got his hands on it, and Delta Coakley had his shot too.
Andy, that would have been an amazing play if the pick that should have been wound up in the hands of the receiver who almost caught it. And, I mean, that would have been an exceptional play.
Instead, it's 4th and 4, and Atlanta has forced another punt out of the Tallahassee Pride off the turnover. 6:10 left to go in the third. And the kick is away. Tallahassee boots the ball back to Atlanta. The ball will bounce at the 9, bounce at the 4, grabbed and drug into the end zone by the toe of the Tallahassee special teams. Shan, another good punt is kind of squabbled, and now Atlanta will start at their own 20 again.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he should have just let it go. You know, he might would have had better results.
So a 1st and 10 for the Swarm on their last time out. Woods threw the interception to the generic cornerback. They're going to try and keep the ball this time with the lead up by 11. So far have not shot themselves in the foot, but another turnover, and who knows, this time they'll give it to Hollywood. Hollywood bounces outside. Hollywood 40. Hollywood 50. That man gone to the 40, to the 30,
that man
to the
is
20.
gone.
Ain't nobody touched him. He's in the end zone, and the Swarm strike.
You know, that's what I love to see, Andy. I love to see this running game of Atlanta knowing what they have to do and just doing it. I mean, there was nothing special about this run other than the fact that, you know, he made a little juke move here, but ultimately he was wide open down the field, and Tallahassee has nothing to show for that. They were just caught with their pants down.
What did Cam say earlier? Slap your mama? Slap your mama. It's 23-6 Atlanta on top, and no one expected this as the number 4 seed comes in and is putting a whooping on the number 1 Tallahassee Pride. Arena will line up for the extra point, and like we're talking about, Sham, Atlanta has played one heck of a game to this point, but there's plenty of time on this clock for Tallahassee, who's shown they have some deep throws. There's plenty of time for them to get back into this one.
Yeah, they have plenty of opportunities to get back in this game. You know, they have the deep threats with their 2 best receivers out there. And sometimes, you know, Atlanta's defense is a little susceptible to the deep pass, especially over the middle. And, you know, let's see if Christensen can find those holes and get his receivers open.
With the way that the earlier games went, if Atlanta were to hold on for the victory here tonight, they would head to Chicago to take on the Wildcats. If Tallahassee starts and completes a comeback, they would welcome Chicago here to Florida to take on the Pride here at the Lions Den. They will have to get something going on this drive if they're going to expect to get back into this one. 5:48 left in the third. They are down by quite a bit, Shann.
Yeah, but they can do it, though, Andy. I believe that this Tallahassee team can get back in this. They just got to complete the passes and find the man down the field for Christensen.
It's an 18-point difference. I'm Andy Hamilton, your play-by-play commentator, along with Shann Varner here in the booth. That handoff to Calvin Kim is good for 6 as Calvin Kim starts breaking through here. Only 48 yards on the night. And when you look at him next to Hollywood, that looks like nothing.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Mark Chisholm says in the chat he expected this. Well, obviously, Mark, if you didn't expect to win as the owner, I don't know why the team walked out of the tunnel tonight. I met, people outside of the Atlanta organization. Christensen under center, the give to Calvin Kim. He will move off to the right and get shut down in the backfield. Atlanta has had his number tonight.
Yeah, they're not letting him get too far past that line of scrimmage, Andy, excuse me.
Let's run through the participants in the chat. Alex Bond, 45. Christiansen, is in the chat. DeMar Woodruff, DeAndre Knoll, Dwayne Schindler, Eric Vincent, Frank Gooden, BDG Hollywood, Mark Chisholm, Kenny G, Cameron Irvine, as well as the Opertan is here, as well as Christensen is smacked on third down, and Tallahassee's going to have to punt again.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was watching for, but he should have been throwing the ball away. He has 1, 2. Oh, man, that was rough right there for him, for Christensen.
Ludacris gets in there along with another member of the Atlanta Swarm defense, and now you're in trouble mode, Shann. 4:56 left to play in the third, and you're kicking it back to this Atlanta offense who's shown no struggle with Hollywood running all over the defense.
And not to mention, he's going to have wonderful
kick is away. The Atlanta Swarm return it to their own 40. Good field position here for Atlanta to start their next drive. Up by 18. You're kind of in cruise mode at this point. Hand it off to Hollywood, the big back, and let him go.
And that's exactly what I would do. I would just keep it on the ground here. It's working for you all night, and I would just finish out the game running the ball with him.
They will put 2 men in the backfield, a fullback flanking BDG Hollywood. 2 receivers split out, and to that credit, Tallahassee is playing way off, trying to prevent the big play. Woods to throw, delivers down the field, nearly intercepted. There were 5 Tallahassee Pride members in that area.
Yeah, he was trying to get it to Taylor here, but he threw it. He made a really bad decision of throwing it. I believe there's 4 or 5 Pride members back there, and he was just throwing it into multiple coverages there, and didn't really look too great to go downfield like that.
Yeah, and you're talking about Cody Taylor, not necessarily Tiberius Bovine. That's kind of the difference between silver and gold. As we saw in the last game, gold people trying to receive kind of go up and over people. Silver's kind of wait a little bit. Hollywood here on the carry is spinning all around the field, and he's in the open field. What a run by BDG Hollywood.
God.
Nothing stopped him there. A first down to the 45.
Hey, feed that man. Feed that man. Geez. I'm not sure how many tackles he broke here.
1, 2, spin back, 3. He
4.
spun past Bones Malone twice on the same carry. Watch this. He spins back and then spins off Bones Malone again. That is incredible, and I've never seen a running back make a better play after, the night and performance that Hollywood has put on. He's living up to his name. Nothing but big lights and shine for Hollywood as Atlanta leads by 18 with 3:42 left in the third. They'll give it to him again, and he'll get shut down in the backfield. Bones Malone gets a little bit of payback there for that carry. I still think Hollywood, might have had the best run there that I've ever seen.
Yeah, no doubt. I've never seen that.
Yeah, that was incredible, and Bones Malone knows it. He's been in the league for a long time, veteran of this league, and BDG Hollywood here, I think it's his second year, just really, blew the hat off him there. Woods to throw on 2nd and 13, fires down the middle, it's caught, then fumbled, and Tallahassee recovers it, and we're going to get a return and a question mark here. This one's going to get challenged. There's no way that you can't challenge that catch.
No, personally, I don't think that was a fumble. I think it was just an incomplete pass. Oh man, I don't know. He kind of
whacked.
Yeah, he kind of had it in his hand for a second. But regardless, I mean, it's going to give Atlanta's defense, even if it's okay, here they're challenging it here. So
Chisholm will challenge that one. Alex Bond was the member for the Pride who put his helmet right on the ball. In the chat, they're saying it's not a catch. DeMar Woods says it's not a catch. Rarely do you see the offense saying, no, that's not a catch. But situation like this, that's pretty close. Bond kind of put his head right on the ball right as it was caught. The question will be whether he had possession.
I think he did. Let's find out.
And there it is. Mark Chisholm is clapping, so that means that the ruling is overturned. Atlanta will not be charged at a timeout, and a pivotal break for Tallahassee is taken away.
Yeah, even if that was, ruled as a fumble, it still gives Atlanta's defense a great field position to maybe let them go, let Tallahassee go 3 and out.
It's going to be 3rd and about 15, 16 here, so still 3rd and long for Atlanta. Woods to throw. Let's go of it quickly. Down the field, bobbled, incomplete. Bond was there again, but there were enough Atlanta receivers that I thought one of them might have been able to haul that in.
Yeah, I'm still not sure why you wouldn't run it with Hollywood. I mean, he's been exceptional tonight, so I would just keep it on the ground myself.
3 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter of action, and now Atlanta will kick it back as the Tallahassee Pride get a stop. So the punter is on the field. Tallahassee will not come after this one. They will protect the returner. Kick is away. Returner will move away from it. It'll bounce at the 8. A good bounce for Atlanta, and they
looks like the 4.
Great job of special teams downing it inside the 5-yard line. An incredible job by Atlanta, who now adds one, every facet of the team. One win there. They've had their offensive plays, they've had their defensive plays, and now a special teams play backs Tallahassee up.
And that's what it's going to take, Andy. It's going to take a complete game, all 4 quarters from all aspects of the team.
Christensen under center. Calvin Kim, they'll hand it to him. Kim a spin move of his own, and he'll pick up 4 there. And do you think it's time to abandon the run? Because Calvin Kim's such a dynamic player that you have to get him the touches, but down by 18, you can't afford to let this clock roll.
Yeah, I would. You would have to air it out here. You're down by so far. You're going to have to start airing the ball out, and testing that secondary for Atlanta.
So give it to Kim again off the right side. Kim with a blocker down the field. What a run from Calvin Kim, making the 25. A good carry to get Tallahassee out of the hole.
Yeah, but it's a great carry by Kim, and he's an exceptional back. But you're going to have to start putting points on the board quickly. And right now, running the ball, you're just eating the clock away for yourself.
So now we're going to take a look at Tallahassee with a new set of downs, 1st and 10. Mahmoud Ajilani, 98 total tackles, leads his team, and they're going to need him now if they're going to try and get a secondary stop, especially if Tallahassee's going to air it out. Calvin Kim with a carry. That one will go for 2 up the middle. But when I was talking to Mark Chisholm, he wants this Tallahassee team to air it out. He kind of trusts his secondary. So, if you can get the yards with Kim and not play into what Atlanta wants to do, it's kind of a struggle.
Yeah, but see, running the ball with Kim here for Tallahassee, I agree with Mark. I've not heard from Nick Nitro all night. So he wants to get in this game as well.
2nd and 8. Christensen will throw. Hit as he delivers it, and it's caught near the sideline. We're going to have to see what they say. Cochran was real close to the boundary. They're going to say incomplete.
I don't know. Would you challenge this here, Andy? He was actually pretty close to the line. Maybe a little toe drag swag here.
I don't know. It's close. The tight ends the timeouts are important. They're going to give him the catch, it looks like. They respotted the ball. It'll be 3rd and 3. And now Christensen will throw. Dumps it down to Kim. Kim going to fumble the ball, puts it on the turf, and Atlanta recovers.
Wow.
just when it looked like something went Tallahassee's way, a Qantas Shine comes and puts a hit on J. Calvin Kim out of the backfield, and Kim puts the ball on the turf.
I actually thought Ajelani scooped it up, did he not?
Yes, that recovery was accredited to Mahmoud Ajelani, so a forced fumble by a Qantas Shine, a fumble recovery by Mahmoud Ajelani, and Atlanta is on the Tallahassee side of the field. Really, they need 2 yards for field goal range. Instead, they're going to line up with 4 receivers split out, 3 to the bottom. This could be dangerous for the Swarm if they're trying to protect this lead. Woods throws down the left side. Oh, nearly caught. Boo Chisholm almost got behind everyone.
Yeah, he did. And I think he actually was behind everybody. And I think the pass was thrown underneath a little bit too much and allowed that defense to knock it away.
Well, and that also shows some of the danger of this Atlanta team. Up by 18, they're not quitting. They're throwing the ball, and they almost had another touchdown. So, kind of a warning maybe to Chicago in the future. It's never over. Hollywood, 2 spin moves down the field, a third, and he picks up the first down. What a carry, as this man is a washing machine he's spinning around so many times.
This man, guys, he's dangerous. I mean, the more you feed this guy, the more he just makes amazing plays down the field. And these blockers, you have to give your hats off to these guys creating these big blocks down the field and let him look like a superstar.
Hollywood has 13 touchdowns on the season. I'm sure he would love to add another one here. 6 foot 215. That's the perfect size for a running back. And now they're going to give it to him again up the gut. He will get stopped at the line, but that's fine. I think you want to let this clock run.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you're already ahead, and I would just keep running the ball here.
So Tallahassee tonight has came out flat, unable to find their way into the end zone, and now at the end of the third quarter, they're down by 18, and Atlanta's knocking on the door. I think you got to hold them to a field goal here to keep it to a 3-possession game and keep this thing interesting. As we head to the fourth, Atlanta 24, Tallahassee 6. The Pride at home are going to try and incite a comeback. 11 minutes on the clock. You think they're able to do it?
There's potential for Tallahassee to come back in this game. I mean, it's only an 18-point deficit, so they have the tools.
It would start with a stop here, 2nd and 10. Woods will hand it off to Hollywood, left side, who shut down in the backfield. Dylan Rowland was having no more of that, and that's a name we haven't heard much of tonight.
No, we haven't. It's just been Bones Malone back there in the backfield making these plays.
Him and Ryan Nanenson, who had the earlier interception. I'm sure they would love to come up with one here on 3rd and 11. They'll have the opportunity as Woods is the lone man in the shotgun unless he decides to run. 3 receivers top of the screen. Taylor is on the top side of the line. Woods will throw. Under a little bit of pressure, avoids the sack, throws down the middle of the field, bottle around it, it'll fall to the turf. There is, however, a penalty flag in the end zone, and we're going to have to see what that was. That ball hung in the air.
It might have been holding on. No, it's pass interference.
It's going to go pass interference. The question will be defensive or offensive. It will go against the defense. A bad break for Tallahassee, and Atlanta will pick up some yardage.
Yeah, this Tallahassee defense just cannot catch a break tonight.
I'm looking. I don't see it. I apologize to the referees because they're doing their best. I don't see it. I think he was trying to get the ball, and that's a really bad break for the Pride. So now it'll be 1st and 10, a new set of downs for the Atlanta Swarm, a new chance at points as they are half the distance to the goal at the 2-yard line. Woods is under center, Hollywood in the backfield, and they'll give it to Hollywood. Left side, bottled up though, unable to get there. We saw Vancouver had a lot of, goal line stands. Can the Pride come up with one here?
And they most definitely can. Their defense is probably the top defensive has the defensive line of the Eastern Conference.
The secondary is pushed way off the line. A quick outs would do it. Instead, they'll give it to Hollywood, and he waltzes in. BDG Hollywood points on the board, and that will extend the lead and make this one a very tough road for Tallahassee to try and come back from. It's good blocking there, and he's untouched until he's in the end zone. And I got to go back to the pass interference call. Mark Chisholm saying in the chat he didn't get his head around. I agree with that. I think the problem was that they were throwing into a pile of receivers. I don't even know if it was intended for that guy. And when, you're not really, defensive pass interferencing anyone unless, you have your hands on him. It just looked to me like it was too close. He was going for the ball. Atlanta's able to turn it into points. And now Tallahassee is going to have to try and come back from the deficit that is now in front of them with 9:50 left to go in the fourth.
Yeah, Andy, it's a 25-point deficit, and at this point here, you cannot rely on Kim. You've got to get the ball down the field, and you've got to do it quickly. Time is of the essence.
It's a 25-point deficit, 4 scores. Definitely not out of the cards, but Tallahassee's going to have to get down there quick and save as much time as they can. The return here will go off to the right side. It'll be brought down at the 26. And so Tallahassee now will try and set up for another drive where they're going to try and find their way into the end zone. This season, the Pride have never had a game where they have scored under 13 points. And actually, no score under 13. So here at 6, they're still low for that as Calvin Kim takes that first carry up for a yard.
And this defense for Atlanta is just relentless. They're not letting Kim get out of that backfield.
Well, and hats off to Mark Chisholm and the defense that he's put together here for the Atlanta Swarm. So far, they are doing their job. And barring a major breakdown, they very well could take this game. Christensen in the shotgun will drop to throw. He'll deliver it out to Kim off the left side. Kim tries a spin move, but is cut down. A great tackle there. Mahmoud Ajalani gets to him and tears him down before he's able to pick up more than 4 yards. I think, the thing that we haven't seen is, Tallahassee's passing offense. They've been able to get Ken Gossett involved. I think Jared Cochran has 1 catch on the night. And Christensen is going to throw here, and he'll dump it off. I think that's another generic receiver who made the catch. That's Green there. So, on 4th and 3, I think you got to go for it here.
Yeah, I mean, I totally 100% agree with you, Andy. They've got to do something to strike some sparks back into this offense.
Instead, they're going to send out the punting unit. Toes on the 20, and with 8:24 left, is this the white flag?
I'm not sure, but you're giving, this Atlanta offense has been doing really great on the ground. You're giving them another opportunity with great field position.
Kicking away, and they'll get brought down at the 35. Dwayne Schindler in the chat is exactly right. Tallahassee's just not playing with urgency tonight. So 8:10 left to go in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10. The Atlanta Swarm take over on offense. 25 points up here at home, and it is quiet at the Lions' Den. Woods is under center. Hollywood in the backfield. They will give the delayed handoff to Hollywood. Hollywood, good blocking, will pick up the first down, an 11-yard carry by BDG Hollywood. He's just kind of had his way with this Tallahassee defense. He was over 265 yards last time we checked in. He very well might pass 300 tonight.
He could. Powerful back. Again, I would definitely take no credit from his offensive line right here, giving him those blocks. It's just great teamwork and allowing him to get down the field, Andy.
We saw Ash Odom in the last game, did an incredible job of kind of, making something out of nothing, and now BDG Hollywood is really just cutting apart this Pride defense. One of the best performances I've seen all day as he picks up another 5 yards there.
And one of the best performances I've seen out of Hollywood in a while. He's kind of been in the shadows and, letting Boo Chisholm have most of the fame here, so to speak. And he's actually came out of his shell tonight and showed us that he's still around.
Handoff, Woods will go to Hollywood again. Hollywood shut down in the backfield. So BDG, has kind of been taking over, and now I guess the question mark will be for Chicago next week if the result holds. How do you kind of address a team like that? And obviously, Shann, that's something Chicago will have to prepare for.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to have to really sit down and watch game film and see where they're going to attack, because it can change, from week to week.
Pivotal third down, Woods throwing, and that one is caught down the left sideline. Boo Chisholm all alone. Touchdown, Atlanta. They're going to add to the score.
That's just that's just shameful if you're Tallahassee, letting him get open like that, and just kind of throwing this game away.
What a throw on the corner route. The defensive back dove for it to try and make the play. And that run right there by number 37, I'm not 100% sure the name, and I can check really quick. That was disgraceful. He cut the run short and basically let Chisholm walk in. I know you're down by a lot, but you got to keep running on plays like that.
I believe that was Bernard Gooden.
It was. The silver free safety gave up on the run there, and Boo Chisholm is able to waltz in untouched. And with this field goal, it'll be a 32-point difference. And for a team who's unable to find the end zone, that's kind of the lights out.
Yeah. I mean, under some miracle, Tallahassee has got to get some onside kicks. They've got to get some points on the board quickly. They just got to do something. They got to pull some magic out, some miracles, something.
Well, last season, Tallahassee was one game away from the championship, losing to Queen City, the next champion, 45-27 on, March the 29th. And now they're going to go out in the first round to Atlanta, a number 4 seed, who did not even make the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but you can't count a number 4 seed team out. I mean, once you get to the playoffs, things, happen. If the other team doesn't do their homework, it's very possible for a team that's hungry, that wants this win, to come out and play very hard as Atlanta has done tonight.
2 receivers split out for Christensen. Never say never, and he will throw for it. Looking to the left side on a quick outs there. Got it out of bounds. So a nice play here on 1st and 10 to pick up 5. There to Jared Cochran, and good to get him involved.
It is, and I understand what Tallahassee's trying to do. They're trying to throw these quick outs to stop the clock, but you're going to have to take some shots down the field, guys.
The question will be which are the right shots and which are the one, because you throw one interception, and I think this thing is done. 38-6, a 32-point difference. Calvin Kim up the gut will pick up 1, and that, has been part of the struggle tonight for Tallahassee is, they keep running the ball. You're down by 32. You got to throw or get out of the game at this point. It's one of the two. There's really, and with no tomorrow for your season, I think you got to throw the doors off this one.
Well, I think they just game planned for the last time they played Atlanta. And the last time they played Atlanta, J. Calvin Kim had 152 yards for, 1 touchdown, but they were able to gash Atlanta, and I think Atlanta learned from that. And what Tallahassee is trying to do now, they're trying to recreate that magic of what they played against them last time in the Lions' Den. And Mark has made some great adjustments on defense and are playing really well.
Gossett makes that catch out to the 49, so it's a new set of downs here for Tallahassee. Today has kind of been the day of upsets. Houston almost got it done against Mexico City as Christensen fires this one that's tipped away. Vancouver got the job done against Alaska, and Chicago took down Queen City today 42-34. So kind of a day of the lower-seeded teams coming out with that fire. And as the higher-seeded team, Mexico City was the only one who was able to prevail and kind of keep pace with the lower-seeded team who came in hot. 2nd and 10, 5:23 left to go in the 4th. Christensen is under center. 4 receivers spread out. They'll give it to Kim again up the middle, and he's able to pick up 2 more, but nothing more than that, really.
This
number 90 credited with the tackle. 3rd and 7.
5 minutes to play left, 3rd and 8. And a look at BDG Hollywood. This is actually the first game in his career that he has surpassed 200 yards, so hats off to him. And it very well might be the first game of his career that he surpassed 300 yards. We won't know that total unless they show us a graphic, or if we see after the game, as this is obviously live, as that Christensen throw is incomplete. And now a 4th down for the Pride. But what a game for BDG Hollywood to take over in his first playoff appearance.
Yeah, it's not like, many players to come in here and do that, Andy. It's very, very difficult.
4:43 left to go, and Tallahassee is going to go for it here on 4th down. They are going to need some onsides if they're able to find their way to the end zone, but a sack here will end it there. A nice play by, I believe that's a generic. That doesn't look like Delta Coakley coming off the edge, and the generic player will make the sack. The clock will roll. Christensen's season will most likely come to an end.
Yeah, that's Wang.
Yeah, Ludacris was coming up the middle, too. If Wang didn't get it, Ludacris would have nailed him.
And then already in great field position for Atlanta.
2 receivers split out. Hollywood in the backfield. If he has an updated stat line, they are going to want to get him to that total. There is another handoff. Hollywood has plenty of space on the left side. He'll pick up another 9. Bones Malone with the tackle. 11 yards per carry for BDG Hollywood now.
And he just kind of lays on the ground like, whoo, I'm tired.
2nd and 2.
Clock continues to roll. 2nd and 2. 3 receivers split out. There's a lot of green grass up there on the top of the screen, Shan.
If this is a pitch to the outside right here, or even a swing here, he's got positive yards for sure.
Woods will take his time. They'll give it to a handoff to the left side, and Hollywood knifed through some blocks. Alex Bond on the tackle, and Hollywood's able to find his way to the 26.
And Andy, that's something you don't see every day. That's those wide receivers out there blocking, doing a great job blocking. You have 2 great blocks from your wide receivers here, and one more. If he would have got one more tackle missed, then he would have been gone probably.
The SFL playoffs are real. 3:40 left. In the next round, we already have one matchup set. Mexico City will take on Vancouver. That one will be played in Mexico. Those 2 teams have met this season. They split the series, and now Atlanta will take on Chicago in the Windy City. As long as everything holds, and barring some catastrophe, it will. Hollywood off the left side will pick up another 3 or 4 yards. That's the backup now getting in on the action. Atlanta making sure all of the young players get a chance. So next Monday will be the conference finals, where Mexico City will take on and welcome Vancouver down south of the border, as well as Chicago will welcome Atlanta to the Windy City, but playing in a dome, so, that might negate some of the wind. It's a windy one tonight, 12 miles per hour here in Tallahassee, Florida. Hollywood took advantage of that, kind of wind at the back of his sails as he takes another carry off the right side. Nansen cuts him down for a loss of 2. But the throwing game might have been affected. There were some throws that, were intercepted based off of, throwing into coverage and trying to force some of the balls. Do you think the wind had any factor there?
I don't. Honestly, I think that the passes that were deflected or the passes that were intercepted, I think that was just poor judgment on the quarterback.
Now it is the backup quarterback in, backup halfback in, as we head to the 2-minute warning. Atlanta rolling out in front 38-6. There is a look at the winning coach, Mark Chisholm. Still got to direct the last 2 minutes of offense, but they are in the driver's seat as the number 4 seed. Next week will take on the number 3 seed. That'll be Monday that game will take place. That is the 9th. The handoff to the right side is good for 2. Nansen another tackle as the first team for Tallahassee will take the timeout, and make sure that Atlanta doesn't get any free points here on 4th and 7. They will take their 3. They will most likely trot out the field goal team. Could always take a knee, but with 2 timeouts, you probably want to make sure that you get over that hump of 40. Only 2 other teams broke 40, and they won tonight. So Mexico City got to 41. They were the victors against the Houston Hyenas. Chicago broke 40 and beat Queen City, but that field goal from Marino was wide left, and it missed.
Wow.
I guess when you're up by 32, you're allowed to kind of take a play off, but that's not necessarily promising for Mark Chisholm heading up to Chicago, where we've seen some kicker issues.
Most definitely.
So Christensen will get the ball back, 151, and obviously they'll take Calvin Kim and move him off the field, and now they're going to just try and chuck it. And this really, I think, should have been their offense for most of the fourth quarter, as Christensen fires down the field, nearly picked off from the Atlanta secondary. Mahmoud Ajelani puts his hands to it and puts it to the turf. But, that just wasn't the case.
Yeah, and I think Ajelani was saying, I don't think they wanted to do that either.
2nd and 10.
I think Atlanta's defense came out and had all their I's dotted and T's crossed and had every scenario planned out.
Well, and to limit a Tallahassee offense to 6 is incredible, even if they add another touchdown here in garbage time, as they will, to Ken Gossett down the right sideline. 20, 15, 10, 5. He's got the angle and he's in, even though it won't matter.
And I believe that's going to be 13, which is their season low.
Well, they hit the 13. That is the lowest they've scored. The last time they were stuck at 13, they did get the win. That was over St. Louis back in Week 11. Now they're hitting 13 in a losing effort. They only scored 20 the first time these two teams met. And then in losses, they scored 20 and 23. So they're right around that number. If they were to pick up an onside kick and put one in the end zone, that would be right there.
I think they're going to go for the onside kick here, and I think that's just a little too late, if you ask me.
The field goal is up and through, so it'll be 38-13 after the kick. 1:38 left. I really don't think there's a way that Tallahassee gets back into this one, but, maybe if they get the onside kick, they can throw one deep down the field right away. We've seen crazier things. However, 25-point difference is a little much.
Yeah, we've seen some crazy stuff.
Kick is away. It's a high bouncer, and it is corralled by Atlanta. Good field position for them. And the Swarm will set up 1st and 10 with 96 seconds left to play here in Tallahassee, Florida.
And I still think you run a little bit with your secondary running back Freeman, and just try to do something, to run the clock out here.
1st and 10. I believe Tallahassee still has some timeouts, so they might want to use those. Handoff to the backup. He'll lose 3 yards, and there is a second timeout from the Pride. Not saying goodbye to anyone just yet, despite probably some fans leaving this performance. However, playoff tickets are expensive. Might have wanted to hang out for a little bit. And celebrate a good season. 9-3 is actually a really impressive season for Tallahassee. Disappointing to kind of see it end in such a way. If they would have lost by a field goal or something, it would have been a little bit easier to swallow, as Nadenson makes that tackle for loss and Tallahassee uses their final timeout. It would have been a little easier, but, you never want to lose after a season that looks so promising. I'm sure a lot of Tallahassee fans were thinking championship this year.
Yeah, with the way they played all season and keeping these teams, beating these teams relatively, bad, come in this game here and get beat themselves.
Atlanta will throw on 3rd and long. Hit as he threw deep down the field. Caught, collected, and things that are bad just keep getting worse for Tallahassee as Alex Bond makes the tackle, but T. Dot is able to haul that one in, and it's 1st and goal for Atlanta again. I think you're taking knees at this point, right?
Yeah, I think you've done enough.
Mark Chisholm and Atlanta just as respectful as Tallahassee was earlier. Already saying good game to the Pride, as well as the Pride saying it to Atlanta. The ownership group here in the SFL is incredibly respectful to one another. As Mark Chisholm trots out the victory formation, they take a knee, and that'll just about do it. From everyone here at SFL Network, thank you for such an incredible game. 4 games today went through. Viewership was incredible the whole way through. We still got 31 people watching at this point. That's an incredible number. We're really grateful and respectful and thankful to all the fans as well as players in the league. Whether you made the playoffs or not, we enjoy having you here all the time, and can't wait for next week of another great week of SFL action, as well as that SFL championship on the 25th of October on the Wednesday. That's going to be an incredible game, and I can't wait to see what the league pulls out on Twitch. For everyone here at SFL Network, I'm Andy Hamilton. Shann Varner, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Andy. I appreciate it so much.
We will see you all next week as playoff action continues for the SFL Network. Peace.
Later, guys.